flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah.
What's up, Eagles Nation, and welcome to another episode of Eagles Connect. It is April, so let's talk draft. I'm going to be doing a two-part episode. The first part, we will be looking at all the top prospects. If you don't watch college, don't worry about it. I got you. I will be giving my pro comparisons so you can get a better feel of what type of player they are. I'm also going to be looking at the Eagles' needs. In part 2, I will be doing mock drafts, but rather than doing a 7-round mock, I'm actually going to do 3-round mocks so you can explore different scenarios and routes that the Eagles can take while they're looking at different prospects. So stay tuned for that part 2. Now let's get on with part 1. Now I want to start my video with going through my top 3 favorite prospects in this year's draft. My first favorite prospect is Kyle Hamilton, safety out of Notre Dame. At 6'4", 222 pounds, Hamilton is a strong, imposing safety who has the perfect size and agility for the position. He has elite ball skills, a hard tackler, and an impressive football IQ with an elite natural feel. Now there's 2 reasons why Hamilton might fall. The first is his 40 time. It was a 4.59, which was unexpected. And then the second reason is that safety is just not considered a premium position. However, I do think the Eagles are one of the teams that value the position, and they had a lot of success with Brian Dawkins and Malcolm Jenkins and saw what they meant to the team. My pro comparison is 4-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champ Cam Chancellor, the iconic safety who played 8 years with the Seattle Seahawks and was part of the Legion of Boom. Now my number 2 favorite prospect is Kayvon Thibodeaux, defensive end for Oregon. At 6'5", 258 pounds, Thibodeaux is a dangerous pass rusher off the edge. He challenges his opponents with quickness and strong hands. He's just so flexible and bendy around the edge. Now there's rumors that he also may drop due to concerns that he just doesn't play with the same fire as some of the other top prospects. There's a theory that he was preserving himself for the NFL and didn't go 100%, and honestly, I'm fine with that. My pro comparison is 3-time All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler Von Miller, who just won the Super Bowl with the Rams and recently signed with the Buffalo Bills. Now at number 3, it's Ahmad Sauce Gardner, cornerback out of Cincinnati. At 6'3", 200 pounds, his 40 time was 4.41. Sauce is an athletic, tall, strong corner who at his 3 years with Cincinnati allowed 0 touchdowns. 0. He has elite coverage, both man and zone, and he's physical, and his technique is immaculate. The only way I see Sauce falling if there is more of an emphasis on edge rusher and offensive linemen, plus a few QBs taken in the top 10. My pro comparison is 3-time All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champ Richard Sherman, the star of the Legion of Boom, who spent most of his career in Seattle. Now, if any of these guys drop outside of the top 10, I'm making a call and trading up for them. Now, let's look at the current roster and my projections for starters. I want to point something out. First, I have Jalen Reagor starting, even though in my last episode I said I think Zach Pascal will surpass him in the depth chart. You know what? Forget it. I'm putting Pascal in. Reagor can start when he proves himself. Now at defense, I have them at 3-3-5, where you have 3 linemen, 3 linebackers, with Reddick at the Sam as an edge rusher, and 5 DBs. I feel like that's the formation the Eagles will mostly use, but this is going to be a hybrid defense, where you're going to see all kinds of formations, as you will see when I start doing my mock drafts. Now before I start, let's assess what are the needs. points. So the first place I'm going to look at is the defensive and offensive line. If you know Howie Roseman, whenever he's building a team, he's starting in the trenches. When you look at the offensive line, it looks solid with the exception that Jason Kelce is on a 1-year deal and came really close to retiring this year. So I can see Howie trying to prepare for life after Kelce. Now in the first round, there's only one center worth picking, and that's Tyler Linderbaum, center out of Iowa. At 6'3", 290 pounds, Linderbaum is probably the most athletic offensive lineman in college football. He flies all over the field. He's quick out of his stance with great footwork and goes out in front of the ball carriers to take out defensive backs and linebackers. He's excellent for the run. Now my pro comparison is, and I hate doing this, but it is 4-time All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champ, our very own Jason Kelce. And I hate doing this because I do think Kelce is one of a kind, but he does remind me of a bigger Jason Kelce. Now let's look at the defensive line, and let's start with defensive tackles. Fletcher Cox is in a similar position as Kelce, and then you have Javon Hargrave, who I do believe is playing at his last year of his contract. So I could see how we go in that direction. Now the two tackles worth drafting in the first round are both coming out of Georgia, and that's Jordan Davis and Devontae Wyatt. Jordan Davis is 6'6", 341 pounds. Davis is not a human, he's a mountain. He has the combination of athleticism and power to demolish the interior. You can't block him, even if you double team him. Now my pro comparison is 6'7", 335 pound John Henderson, 2-time Pro Bowler who spent most of his career with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now Wyatt is different. He's 6'3", 307 pounds. Wyatt, on the other hand, wins with quickness. He has elite speed for that position and is extremely explosive off the line. So which is better is your preference. Do you want a bulldozer with Davis or a motor with Wyatt? My pro comparison is Pro Bowler Eagles defensive tackle Javon Hargrave. Now here's my issue with Linderbaum, Davis, and Wyatt. If you draft them, you are going to redshirt them their first year. And we just have too many holes. When I'm drafting in day 1 and day 2, I want starters. Now if Howie drafts one of them, I'm totally okay with that and I'm going to be excited. But then he needs to patch up the other positions. Now for edge rusher, we 100% could use another defensive end. We don't know how Graham is going to perform after tearing his Achilles, and honestly, we could use the help in rotating these defensive end. Edge would probably be my priority in the first round. Now with defensive end, you have Aiden Hutchinson and Trayvon Walker, who's probably going to go top 3. I already spoke about Thibodeau, and then you have Jermaine Johnson II and George Karlaftis. Then there's a huge drop. So if those 5 guys aren't there in 15, then you're looking to draft defensive end in the later rounds. So let's look at Johnson and Karlaftis. Jermaine Johnson, defensive end out of Florida State. At 6'5", 262 pounds, Johnson has the ideal build to be a pass rusher. He uses his length and his leverage to beat his opponents. He has ridiculous athletic skills and is extremely physical. He has all the athletic tools that you would want in a pass rusher. My pro comparison is Pro Bowler Max Crosby, edge for the Las Vegas Raiders. And then you have George Karlaftis, defensive end out of Purdue. At 6'4", 275 pounds, Karlaftis, or the Greek god, can line up anywhere as either an outside linebacker or defensive end. He is a freakish athlete with an elite massive frame and is a natural dominating pass rusher. My pro comparison is Trey Henderson, defensive end for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I don't think any of them are going to fall. Maybe Karlaftis, but I don't think I'm going to trade up for him. So outside of the defensive line, I see two eyesores in the secondary, which is Zeke McPherson, the cornerback opposite of Darius Slay, and Kayvon Wallace at free safety. We cannot go into the season without addressing those positions. Other than that, linebacker still needs help. Even though I thought Kaiser White was a really good signing, I think we need more of an impactful player. And then you have the wide receiver position, which if you do want to evaluate Jalen Hurts correctly, you gotta get him some weapons. So please comment below and let me know what you guys think of the top prospects and who the top prospects are, as well as what the Eagles' needs are and what would you draft in the first round. As always, please follow me at Eagles_Connect on Instagram as well as Twitter for all updates and news regarding the Eagles. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well as click that bell to get notifications. My part 2 is coming with mock drafts, so turn on your notifications so you know when that comes out. Until next time, this is George signing out.